Some of you might be wondering what the Academy is actually like. Well, let me give you the breakdown of programmatically what is available to you. First and foremost is the Mighty Network, where people magic happens, as Gina Bianchini, the CEO, says. It's where all of our async course content is, workbooks, written things about the Academy. What people have said to us is that they have found it so valuable that they go through it multiple times, even after the cohort is done. And then sometimes the aha doesn't occur until they've done it once and then they've done it again. And that's part one of the value of the Academy is you get to study. So if you're an introvert like me and you like to read on your own or watch videos on your own time and kind of not deal with other people, then it's a dream for you there. However, the second place that the introvert can really enjoy the Academy is on Mighty Networks itself, where there's a crew quarters, you can chat with people. And the benefit is not only do you get to chat with, primarily me and Bree, because, Christopher focuses on the AMA, but also some of the other Academy members and also some of the Academy members from the past, because all of those chats from the history of the Academy, the previous four cohorts, are all there for you as well, too. And some of the magic is just kind of going through the old things that people have struggled through. And you're like, oh, I'm not alone. Other people have done this, and I see some really exciting things, and that's super exciting for me. So you have kind of two primary kind of introverted ways. The third one is with the bots. Now, it's kind of introverted, not really. It's a digital experience where you're interacting with the Christopher bot and the Eddie bot. There's some Academy-specific bots if you want some real structured kind of, East German gymnastics like training of like, you must do this in this order and this and that. Like for those of you who like that, that's going to be good for you to get through it. And so those are the three ways that we talk about learning from I read, I watch, I talk, and I type and go back and forth with that. Now, some of the more extroverted parts, for those of you who are extroverts and those of you who also value the people magic and community, will be the jam sessions themselves. They happen twice a month. They are organized by topic, but they're kind of free form. And word to the wise, it's a first come, first serve. So if you have a hard stop, raise your hand, put in the chat bot that you want to jam about this and what specifically, and get after it first, because we never really know how long we're going to spend on one person's question or topic. So if you queue up second, you might be waiting a while. So just get out there and queue up really quickly. But the beauty of the jams is that even if you do not go, and you should go, but even if you do not go, people have said to us that you get a lot of benefits from listening to other people, watching other people go through the spotlight, watching other people get lifted up and get an injection of confidence, watching people get dressed down and really not in a mean way, but held to account and say, hey, you might not be on the right place here. And so when we kind of lay all that out, that's what the experience is. It's the dojo, and we call that for a reason. You're rolling around on the mats, you're getting sweaty, you're getting bruised with love in some cases, but largely that's where a lot of the breakthroughs are happening. And guess what? Not only do you have those cohorts, the library of prior cohorts are available to you as well. If you want to search for something or look for something that you've heard referenced, you can go learn from somebody else. And so you have that. You have the Christopher AMAs, those can go even longer. And there's even less structure to that. So you can go where you want to go with that one and whatnot. And there is where some of the alumni will oftentimes show up. And that kind of leads us to the last benefit that comes to mind about really, and this is the one that is compounding at exponential rates that we have not really considered when we first started out, is the value of the other people that you will meet. Yes, we think highly of Bree and Christopher and myself. We think we have something to offer, but even more are the other people in your cohort. The benefit beyond awesome powers is in the Academy alumni, right? It's the people in your cohort, the alumni, people in your lane, people outside your lane. And remember, relationship capital, an incredibly important part of being a creator capitalist, and your ability to find friends who are on the same journey with you, find fellow bandmates, find people who will lift you up, people who will tell you the truth, people who might actually become business partners, as Nick and Lydia have shown. That's the opportunity that is really not quantifiable. It's a bit of a crackerjack surprise. You never know what you're going to get with it. But what we will tell you is that opportunity is really where the magic is, because the people, we don't allow jerks in the Academy. We have kicked people out or not let them in. And so what we will hopefully find is a place of people on the same journey with the same values and with the same mission as you, will help you along the way. And that really, one of our recent cohorts members said, is that the confidence boost that you get, and Pirate Christopher does this amazingly well, is to borrow our courage, borrow our confidence, feel the injection that we can put into you of, do you know who you are? Have you valued your value? And that the most important part is to come, and the future needs you. If that is what you are missing, you will get that in the academy in spades.
What's it like inside the academy? Well, I'll tell you something. We just had one of our current students who's got an MBA from some super ding dong school say that after the first 2 months of the academy, it was already worth more than his entire MBA. And that knocks me out, particularly for a guy without a high school education. But here's what it's really like. Imagine you're in a relatively small group of deeply committed people who are all committed to the same thing, which is they all want to make a big difference in the world by harnessing their different and by having a breakthrough in their career and or company, by connecting their different superpower to making the biggest difference they can at scale with AI. That's the academy. And the experience, when you're with a group of people who are all committed to the same thing, it's a very different experience, because there's what you might call radical alignment, radical acceptance. We're all on the same struggle in different places. And the camaraderie that develops throughout the academy is extraordinary. We literally hang out together. And I'll give you a perfect example. Probably my favorite part of being a teacher in the academy is we do these regular AMAs, Ask Me Anythings. And normally I sit outside in the garden. We have a wonderful garden. We live a couple blocks from the beach. We got 10 hens. We now have 10 hens. I forgot to tell you guys. We went to the hen store the other day to get some new babies, and we have 4 currently, right? So we were going to get another 4, but then we had to get 5. And then here's the part where I got totally screwed. You ready? We see this teeny weeny little hen. They're all the same age. They were all born on May 4th. But there's this one little hen. She's half the size of all the other hens. And my wife, Carrie, says to the hen lady, what's going on with that one? She says, oh, you probably don't want her. She's the runt of the litter. Well, that was it. We bought the runt. And the hen lady decided to only charge us half for the runt. So we now have 5 new babies and 4 existing girls. And so we got hens. We got hens up the kazoo. And never mind all the kitties. That's a whole other story. We saved every cat on the Big Island, but that's a whole other story. Now, back at the academy, Ask Me Anything. That was a great example of a diversion that you might experience in the Ask Me Anything, because you never know with Uncle Pirate Christopher when he's going to fall down a zebra hole. But the point being is this. The relationships that develop are unbelievable. Think about the most super-powered emotional support group you could ever imagine, and that's the academy. And here's the other thing that's really important. You could think of it as ruthless love. So is it loving? Is it supporting? Do we cheer you on? Do we celebrate your successes? Man, do we ever. And we also get right in your face. We also tell you what's up. We also tell you what we think is not going to work. And more importantly, it's not just Eddie, Bree, and I. It's other people in the academy. It's other graduates. And what you will find is the straight talk comes with massive clarity. Sometimes it hurts a little, but it's always done with radical love and empathy, because everybody, and this is the fundamental part of the experience, everybody in the academy wants the same thing. They want to fully hone, discover, fully hone, create, and monetize their superpower, their different. What is the thing that makes them uniquely them? That if they harness that thing to make the maximum difference in the world, that's where the career breakthrough is. That's where the company breakthrough is. And that's what everybody's working on. And so even in the straight talk, tough conversations, it's always done with love and empathy. And so the incredible thing is, we had this dinner a couple months ago where some graduates who live local to me came and visited, and we had this dinner. And there were a lot of photographs taken at that dinner. And I've seen a whole bunch of them. And when I first saw them, what struck me was these photographs do not capture a man having dinner with his customers. That's not what it was. This was a group of people who know each other, who allowed themselves to do two things. One, fall in love, and two, support and coach each other to produce legendary results. That's what you want in a community of any kind, a digital community, a physical community, your family. That's what you want. That's the Category Design Academy.